September, Tuesday. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I know it's on the cover, but the moment out to buy this thing, I specifically told here to get on and didn't say diary on it. Great. All I need is for some jack to catch me carrying this book around to get the wrong idea. The other thing I want to clear right away is that this was Mom's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm going to write down my feelings in here, whatever, she's crazy. So just on his family view, Dear Diary this and Dear Diary that. The only reason I wrote to this error because the figure later on I'm rich and famous. I will have better things to do than answer people's stupid questions all day long. So, this book gonna come in handy. Gregory, tell us about your childhood. Were you always so smart and handsome? Here's my general. Now, shoo shoo. Like I said, I'll be famous someday, but from now, I'm stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons. Let me just say for the record that I think middle school is the best idea invented. You got kids like me who haven't hit their growth spurt yet mixed in with these gorilla who need to shave twice a day. And then they wonder why falling in such a big program in middle school. If it was up to me, grade level would be based on height, not age. But then again, I guess would mean kids like Chira Gupta would still in their first grade. Today is the first day of school, and right now, we're just waiting around for the teacher to hurry and finish the sitting chat. So I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. By the way, let me give you some good advice. On the first day of school, you got to real carefully where you sit. You walk into the classroom and just frog you stood down on any of the desk that next thing you know the teacher is saying, I hope you all right where you're sitting because these are your female seats. So in this class, I got stuck with Crystal in front of me and Lennon James back of me. Jason Bree came in way and almost stopped my right. But luckily, I stopped that from happening at the last second. Is this seat stick? Yes, yes. Next period, I should just sit in the middle of a bunch of hot girls as soon as I left in the room. But I guess if I do that, it just proves I didn't learn anything from last year. Man, I don't know what is up with girls these days. It used to be a whole lot more simple back in elementary school. The dear words. If you were the fast learner in your class, you got all the girls. And in the fifth grade, the fast learner was Lonnie McCoy. Nowadays, it's a whole lot more complicated. Now, it's about the kind of clothes you wear, or how rich you are, or if you have a cutie bird or whatever. And kids like Ronnie McCoy are scratching their heads, wondering what the heck happened. The most popular in my grades are Bryce Sanders. The thing that leaders think is that I have always been into girls. But kids like Bryce have only come around in the last couple of years. I remember how Bryce used to act back in elementary school. Girls are stinky fools. Yeah, I don't think girls are stinky fools. But of course now, I don't get any creative thinking with the girls all this time. Like I said, Ryan's the most popular kid in our grade. So that leaves all the rest of the guys scrambling for the older spot. The best I can figure is that I'm somewhere around the 52nd, 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is that I'm about to move out on spot because Charlie Davis above me and he's getting his breaks next week. I try to explore all the popularity stuff to my friend Roy, who is probably hovering right around for the 150 miles by the way. But I think it's just gonna near and out the order with him. Wednesday. Today we have pizza. So the first thing I did when I got outside, snag up the basketball court to see if their seeds were still there. And sure enough, it was. That piece of cheese has been sitting on the blacktop since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out of a summer sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all moldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that was the only court that had a hood with a net. Then one day, this kid named Daniel Ross touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like the koozie. If you get the cheese touch, you're stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. The only way to protect yourself from the cheese touch is to cross your fingers. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together so they are crossed all the time. I got a D handwriting, but it was totally it. Huh. This only kid named April who got a cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, April moved all the way to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again because I don't need that kid of stress in my life anymore. Thursday, I'm having a serious hard time getting used to the fact that summer is over and I have to get out of bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exciting get off that great start thanks to my older brother Rodri. A couple of days into summer vacation, Rodri woke me up in the middle of the night. He told me I slept through the whole summer, but luckily I woke up just in time for the first day of school. You might think I was pretty done for falling for that one, but Roderick was dressed up his school clothes and he set my alarm clock ahead to make it look like it was the morning. Plus, he closed my curtains so I couldn't see that it was still dark out. After Rodri woke me up, I just got dressed and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast like I do every morning on a school day. But I guess I must have made a pretty big lookout because the next thing I knew, Dad was downstairs yelling at me from eating cereals at 3 in the morning. It took me a minute to figure out what the heck was going on. After I did, I told Dad that Roderick had played a trick on me, and he was the one that should be getting yelled at. Dad walked down to the basement to chew Roderick out, and I tagged along. I couldn't wait to see Roderick get what was come to him. But Roderick covered up his tricks pretty good, and to this day, I'm sure he thinks I've got a school load or something. Friday. Today at school we get assigned to reading groups. They don't come right out and tell you if you're in the gifted group or the easy group. But you can figure it out right away by looking at the covers of the books that it hand out. I was pretty disappointed to find out I got put in the gift group because that just means a lot of extra work. When they did the screening at the end of the last year, I did my best to make sure I got put in the easy group this year. Mom is real tight with our principal, so I bet she stepped in and made sure I got put in the gift group again. Mom is always saying I'm a smart kid, but that I just don't apply myself. But if there's one thing I learned from Roderick is to set people's expectation real low so you end up surprising them by practical doing nothing at all. Actually, I'm kind of regret my friend to get put in the easy group didn't to work. I saw a couple the book says book kids holding their books upside down, and I don't think they were joking. Tuesday, Saturday. Well, the first week of school is finally over, so today I slept in. Most kids wake up early on Saturday to watch cartoons or whatever, but not me. The only reason I get out of bed at all on weekends is because eventually I can't stand the taste of my own breath anymore. Unfortunately, Dad woke up at 6 in the morning, no matter what day of the week it is, and he is not real considerator of the fact that I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday like a normal person. I didn't have anything to do today, so I just handed up to Royer's house. Royers is technically my best friend, but that is definitely subject to change. I've been avoiding Royer since the first day of school when he did something that really annoyed me. We are getting our stuff from our lockers and the end of the day, and the lawyer came up to me and said, "Want to come over to my house and play?" I have told Royal at least a billion times that now that we're in middle school, you're supposed to say hang out, not play. But no matter how many loogies I give him, he always forgets the next time. I've been trying to be a lot more careful about my imaging ever since I got to middle school. But having loyalty around definitely not happy. I met Roy few years ago when he moved into my neighborhood. His mom bought him this book called How to Make Friends in New Place. And he came to my house trying all these dumb gimmicks. Knock knock. Sir Miss? Huh? Excuse me? Sir Miss be somewhere the ticket, your funny bone?